The tragic betrayal of Nicolas, a tale of greed and deception. In 2013, in a quiet village in southern France, there lived a man named Philippe Bordeaux, a successful businessman and renowned trader. He had built his fortune from scratch, becoming one of the most influential figures in the region's commerce. Philippe deeply valued money and understood the hardships of earning it, so he decided to raise his two sons to be independent and hardworking, just as he had been. He had two sons, Nicolas, the eldest, and Lucas, the youngest. Both grew up in a comfortable environment and received prestigious university educations. However, from an early age, they knew their future lay in the world of business. It was a family tradition. After graduation, Nicolas chose to stay in their small town and run his own business, while Lucas moved to Paris to start his own venture. Nicolas' shop was close to the family home, making it a daily meeting place. He was well-liked, friendly, respectful, and kind-hearted. His strong social connections made him a trusted figure among both wealthy merchants and ordinary market traders. But in the world of business, friendships can be risky, and sometimes the people closest to you are the most dangerous. Mysterious disappearance. One day, Nicolas woke up early as usual, went to his shop, and later returned home for lunch with his family. After a short break, he told his father he was heading back to work, but he never returned. At evening, Lucas, who was in Paris, noticed that his brother's phone was off. Concerned, he called their father, who reassured him he probably forgot to charge his phone. He left for the shop earlier, but as hours passed with no sign of Nicolas, worry set in. When they confirmed that Nicolas had never arrived at his shop, panic took hold of the family. Friends and neighbors gathered to search every corner of the town, but he was nowhere to be found. A full night passed, then another day, without any trace of Nicolas. Once the official waiting period for filing a missing person report ended, the family went to the police. Investigators gathered information, and surprisingly, everyone agreed on one thing. Nicolas had no enemies. He was peaceful and well-loved. However, one relative provided a peculiar detail. The last time I spoke to him, he said he was on his way to meet three friends. One of them was his closest friend, Etienne Duval. Etienne was a 25-year-old from a business family and had been Nicolas' best friend since childhood. When the police summoned him, he appeared shocked and devastated. Even Nicolas' father defended him. Etienne would never harm Nicolas. They're like brothers. Mystery deepens. Etienne confirmed that he had spoken with Nicolas that day, but he claimed that Nicolas was on his way to meet some traders from another city. There was nothing suspicious about his statement, especially since he had an alibi proving his whereabouts at the time. However, 3 days later, Nicolas' father received a call from an unknown number. "We have Nicolas. He's safe, but if you want him back, you must pay 1 million euros. The family's world turned upside down. The police attempted to trace the call, but it came from an unregistered phone that was switched off immediately after the conversation. A week passed with no progress. Then a woman called Nicolas' father, revealing shocking information. "I'm in a relationship with Nicolas. I was with him the night he disappeared, but he left around 11 p.m. I don't know where he went after that." The call raised even more suspicions, not just about Nicolas, but also about the caller. Rumors spread that Nicolas might have had a secret affair and that his disappearance was due to personal issues. However, the police noticed something strange. The call had been made from Paris, not their small town. Then 2 days later, the kidnappers called again, this time lowering the ransom to 850,000 euros. The bitter truth. As weeks passed, the police gathered more evidence. They realized that the only person fueling rumors about Nicolas was Etienne. When confronted, Etienne became visibly nervous for the first time, and his statements contradicted one another. Further investigation uncovered a shocking detail. The woman who had called Nicolas's father had been in contact with Etienne over 50 times in the week before Nicolas disappeared. Under pressure, Etienne finally broke down and confessed. "Nicolas is dead. We buried him in the mountains." The truth was even darker than anyone had imagined. More than a year earlier, Nicolas and Etienne had argued over a $350,000 debt. Although Etienne had pretended to let it go, resentment had been growing inside him. He devised a plan to deceive Nicolas, luring him into a fake meeting with antique dealers. On the night of the disappearance, Nicolas arrived at the agreed location, where Etienne was waiting with two accomplices, Jean-Claude and Pierre, one a driver, the other a local laborer. Soon as Nicolas arrived, they overpowered him and took him to an abandoned cabin. After hours of psychological torture, they decided to kill him and dispose of his body. Then they exploited his disappearance to extort money from his family. All the while, Etienne played the role of the grieving best friend, comforting the family, deflecting suspicion, and ensuring no one suspected him. Justice is served. Tien led the police to the burial site, where Nicolas' body was found in a remote mountainous area. He and his accomplices were arrested and charged with premeditated murder, kidnapping, and extortion. During his trial, Etienne showed no remorse. His hatred had consumed him beyond any human emotion. Justice prevailed. He was sentenced to life in prison. And so the story of Nicolas came to a tragic end. The kind-hearted young man who trusted his best friend, only to be betrayed in the most horrific way.